Hey, you amazing superstars that are such good spelling bees. Today, we're going to be looking at some what we call statutory spelling. So these are words that year 3 children need to know, but I wonder if you can tell me what's different about them or what makes them a problem. So we have the word here, woman, group, height. So have a think about those words. What can you tell me about them? Do they have anything in common? So do they follow a pattern? Do they follow a rule? I'm trying to have a think as well. Do they? What's the same about them? What's different? The answer is they don't have anything in common. They don't follow a rule. They don't follow a pattern. But what they do have in common is they're a little bit tricky. Like if we take the word group, sometimes we might spell it a little bit wrong because we don't think the sounds quite make sense, like the word height. If I take away the her, that's actually the word eight. So hate, oh, it's all confusing, huh? So these words are words that we just have to know are a little bit tricky to spell. So let's take a look at a few more. Believe. We need to remember the I in believe. Appear. Often. Group. Beneath. Continue. Arrive. Women. So that's more than one woman. Describe. And height. So sometimes when we have tricky words like this, people find it easy to think of a rhyme or a pattern or a picture to help them spell these words. Now, I don't have any examples to show you, but for example, you could maybe, come up with an easy way of remembering, like appear. Sometimes I say to myself, it's a pear with a P. Because if you look at this word here, it's pear, a pear with a P, appear. And sometimes that helps me remember. Can you have a go? Maybe you can start thinking of some rhymes or some symbols to help you. So here are those spellings again. We've got the word believe. Because the reason these are tricky is if we think about how it might be spelled, if we use our sounds, believe. Because the E sound, but it's not, is it? So that's why it's a tricky spelling. Let's look at the next one. Appear. Often. That's to do with how we say it, often. Group. Sometimes we might think that oo sound should be made with an oo. Yeah, and it's not, is it? So you guys clearly understand what I'm saying here. These are words that are tricky to spell, so we have to remember their spellings. The best way is just looking at them, it's creating rhymes, and it's really helpful if we understand what the words mean. So your first task today is to fill in the missing letters. So this is one of the words, bell. How do I spell it? So I would like you to write the missing letters. You can see that all the words are here, which letters are missing. And if you need to, you can always go back to help you out. Then what you're going to do is you'll see that I've given you the word. I've given you the definition. Definition means what the word means. And synonyms, words that mean the same. So you can see that in the first one, I've given you the word believe, and I've said when you accept something is true. So what I would like you to do is come up with some synonyms, so words that mean the same as believe. So where are we going to go to help us with our synonyms? We're going to go to dictionary.com. And we're going to type in synonyms. And what it's going to do for us when it loads, so we're going to click here, aren't we? And we're going to type synonyms, and I'm going to type the word believe, making sure I spell it correctly. So believe. And then what it's going to do is it's going to give me loads of other words that mean believe. Here we go. So what I'm going to do on my table is I'm going to choose some of those words. So let me go back to this page. I apologize. So if I believe something, you can say possibly the word accept or the word trust. So I would like to see you write that in there. Now this one, you can see I've given you the word and I've given you some synonyms, but I haven't told you what the word means. So what you need to do is tell me what the word appear means by telling me the definition. So it's fill in the blanks, okay? Sometimes you need to come up with synonyms, sometimes the definitions, or sometimes the word. So this one says more than one woman. I've given you some synonyms. So you need to tell me, okay? Very simple. And then the last thing I would like you to do for today's challenge is to write a sentence using 5 of today's words. So one word in each sentence. So for example, you could say something like, I don't mind. Maybe if I was talking about the word appear, I might come up with a sentence about appear, something that appeared out of nowhere. Ooh, mysterious. Something that happened, yeah? So you know what I mean. So let me recap. Task 1, you need to fill in the letters. Task 2, fill in the blanks. Tell me what the word means if it's missing. Tell me some words that mean the same if it's missing. Or tell me what this week's spelling is. Last job is to write me 5 sentences. Now, please make sure we have punctuation. Otherwise, it will be sent straight back. Okay? If you ask me a question, I expect a question mark. If you ask me or you tell me a statement, full stops, capital letters, spellings. So think carefully about your sentences before you write them, and think even more carefully if you're typing them using a text box. All right, statutory spellings, tricky spellings because they don't spell how they sound. Good luck with today's activity.